Hello everybody. Well, it seems that Scott Cohn has completely gone off the deep end. As you all know, Dazza, Astronomy Live, and myself held a hangout last night, just before Scott Cohn, WSO, Chris Potter had a hangout of their own. After both hangouts were over, Dazza the cameraman decided to give Scott Cohn a call on Skype. Well, I was invited to that call, and so was Astronomy Live. In that call, a lot of things got hashed out, a lot of things got straightened up, and a lot of things were talked about. Well, things went very well for the most part, but when I woke up this morning, I found this message in my inbox. Since this is going to be a very long video, I'm going to just keep going and let you pause here if you need to read it, but I'm not going to wait. There's a few things I need to point out in the comment specifically. The first thing I need to note is that he specifically says that this all happened during our hangouts, not during the Skype call. The second thing you need to take note of is the time he received the call. He says he got it at 7 a.m. The next thing to note is he says the nurse is filing an insurance claim for the damages. Another thing to take note of is that he's blaming Dazza the cameraman and Mari from WTF Sky, specifically responsible for instigating the production of this video that shows this house where his grandma supposedly lives at. Also take note that he is now saying that Dazza and Mari are also responsible for circulating a mugshot saying that he's a child molester all over the internet. Another thing to note is the message written on the paper is, "Fuck you, child molester, you're going to die." There's a very specific reason why I told you to take note of all of those facts, and here's why. Scott uploaded a video that he took down within 15 minutes offering a $5,000 reward for Dazza the cameraman's address. While that video was still up, he left a comment on that video. A user by the name of Joe Casey was kind enough to actually copy that comment down and show it to Dazza. In that comment, he stated that Dazza, Astronomy Live, and myself harassed him for over an hour. Another thing that I find odd is that now the time that the nurse called was at 8 a.m. and not 7. Another change to the story is now he's paying for her window with no mention of the insurance, unless he's instigating insurance fraud. And yet a very, very important change to his story, which I don't think anybody would mess up on after something like this happened. You see, they must have used magical ink because the message has changed to "child molesters must die." And the last claim is he says during our Skype conversation, Dazza repeated the address several times to give orders to his minions on where to go to attack this car. Well, this is one of those few times I'm actually glad to live where I live. You see, Indiana is a one-party consent state. You see, what this means is, in Indiana, one party in a phone conversation is all that's needed to give consent to record the conversation. That consent can come from anybody in the conversation. As I was a party to that conversation, I did indeed record that call. So now, for the next 1 hour and 54 minutes, we're going to let Scott himself set the record straight. There is some minor bleeping in this conversation because I made the promise to Scott that I wouldn't divulge details on my channel dealing with a certain aspect of his felony case. I also bleeped out something about the actual address being announced out loud because I'm a firm believer that nobody should ever be doxxed. There was one other small edit where I had to bleep out a last name that didn't want to be publicized. Other than those edits, here is the conversation, completely untouched.
Hello.
Hello, is that Scott?
What's happening?
Hey Scott, Dazza here.
What's going down, homie?
I'm going to set up a hangout and I'm going to invite you to that hangout so that we can discuss various stuff. What do you say?
Well, Jesus Christ, man. What are we going to do? Continue to just crucify each other for stupid shit, Dave? I mean, really. If that's what it's going to be, I'm not getting involved in that shit.
So you won't front up and defend your claims at all? We can discuss your claims. You're quite happy to discuss them on Steve Olson's channel or your own channel when there's no comeback and you don't actually have to defend yourself or provide any proof to what you say. So how about you come over to my channel and you can bring your proof. We'll listen to what you've got to say and you can present your case just like before.
What do you? We'll be a little more specific. What are you talking about?
Well, you make all sorts of accusations against me. You say that, I'm well paid, I'm this, I'm that. Apparently I've been implicated in a murder with something to do with MUFON or something, even though I've never actually been out of New Zealand, so I'm not really sure how that works. You say that somehow I was implicated in the alleged pipe bombing attempt on your car, and that happened two weeks, you said, 2 weeks after the hangout, even though it happened actually 5 days. 5 days before we did the hangout, 5 days before we even did the very first hangout discussing your Planet Enoch video.
Yeah, what do you do? Take notes on this shit?
I don't need to take notes. All I have to do is go back and check the dates of published videos. You published your video Urgent Message on the 9th of October. I published my first Hangout video on the 13th of October. We did our Hangout together on the 14th of October. What does that tell you? It tells me that you're lying.
Hold on a second. I don't understand what your interest is. What is your deep interest in all of this?
I've already explained that.
I mean, come on, Dave. I'm not buying that.
You're not buying what? You explain to me what you're not buying.
I'm not buying your personal interest in me, Steve, whoever else. I'm just not buying that, man.
Oh, you don't accept that I debunk bullshit because of the fear and anxiety that it causes fragile and vulnerable people. You don't accept that. How about you come over to my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X, and check out the comments from people who have recently made posts who are fearing for their lives because of the claims that they're seeing in videos and other internet posts about the Earth or the universe suddenly ending in some sort of cosmic bubble because
I'll be honest with you. Listen, I'll be honest with you. No bullshit aside, I don't believe anything that I see on Facebook. I don't know who those people are. I don't know if they're real, they're fake, artificial intelligence. I don't believe any of it. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that are. Look, man, I'm scared for my own life. I think about it every single day. Not that I'm stuck down in some freaking rabbit hole, but I spend a lot of time watching what is happening around this planet.
Scott, I'm going to cut the chase with you. You seemed to me to be very sincere when I first spoke to you in that very first Skype conversation that we had.
I'm still sincere.
No, you're not. You're very insincere. You are very insincere. You paint this picture of yourself as being a nice guy, and you're anything but. You're a compulsive liar, and all you care about is the money that you're making on your YouTube channel.
Oh my God!
You've boasted to me in your emails that you're not ashamed of anything that you've done in your past. You're not ashamed of your criminal history. You posted offensive and threatening comments not only to me but all sorts of people all over YouTube. You've called people cunts. You've called people. You've criticised their health conditions. You've criticised Mari for her appearance. You make all of these personal attacks. Now, don't you dare tell me that you're a sincere person. You are the scum of the earth as far as I'm concerned. I thought you were sincere from the start, and what I've said to you in recent emails is that you've got no conscience and you've got no moral compass, and that is exactly what I've come to realise about you.
Well, you have every right to your opinion.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you live with yourself, but obviously you've got no conscience, so that's not a problem.
Well, I mean, you really don't know me on a personal level.
I think I know you pretty well by now, Scott. You've demonstrated your true character and your long history of criminal activity, and even and even this charge about abusing, neglecting a child. I mean, come on, man.
You don't even know anything about that.
Well, I'll tell you what. We have requested the details. We have requested the details, and we'll be getting the documentation on that. And when we've got that, that's going to go public, buddy.
Oh, it can go public all you want. Whenever that all comes in, you're gonna feel pretty stupid. I mean, well, it's not going to be what you think it is. I explained it all to Jake Riley today. Whenever he called, we had a long conversation. Why don't you ask Jake about that?
Oh, I will. I will.
Just give him a buzz.
As I said, as we wound up our hangout, which you probably didn't hear unless you go back and listen to the rest of it, because I know that you were doing your own hangout, is that all of this unpleasantness, Scott, really comes down to the decisions that you made. Yes, I debunk nonsense. I don't make it personal. I debunk the claims that are made, and that's exactly what I did in my first video about your Planet Enoch video. I didn't make personal attacks on you, and when you contacted me, I thought that you were sincere, and I invited you into that hangout, and we hosted you, and you yourself said that we were perfect gentlemen, that we treated you well, we were respectful. And then what happened, Scott? You went on this rampage afterwards, accusing Astronomy Live of being a liar and a fake, and you claimed that you'd been in contact with these two professors of astronomy and 13-page PDF and all the rest. I don't need to go all over that again. You know the details. And you lied.
Oh, Jesus.
You lied. You lied through your teeth. The whole story was bullshit from the start, and you know it. You've even admitted that you lied. And this is what it all comes down to, Scott, is the decisions that you made, the things that you did, the claims that you made, and now it has all come back to bite you on the ass.
Okay, so what do you want me to do about it?
Apologise. Publicly.
To you?
Publicly apologise. Admit that you lied. Admit that you constructed the whole story about contacting these professors. Admit that you lied. Admit that you lied about Astronomy Live, that he's not a fake and a fraud. Apologise to Shawn Hufford for the things
I already did all that.
For the things that you've said about him.
I
want you to come on to a live hangout with me, Astronomy Live, and Shawn Hufford, and apologise. And if you can do that...
I've done that tonight.
If you can do that... No, you haven't done that tonight. You have not come onto a public hangout with us.
Oh, yes, I did.
You did not come onto a public...
I did.
I asked to join that hangout, and people were asking in the chat, bring Dazza on. He wants to join in. Astronomy Live was prepared to join in. But oh no, you guys wouldn't have us on.
Well, Dave, it didn't involve you. It wasn't going to be a debate on, all of this riffraff. But if you want me to come on there and do that, I've already publicly apologized to them tonight. You just go back and listen to to close to the ending.
Oh yeah,
I said,
what about all the other
characters?
What about all the other character assassination that you did through the hangout and all the other lies that you told? Yeah. It's a pretty empty apology when on one hand you say that you're apologising, and on the other hand you're saying all these lies and character assassination and making up stories and things, even implicating me in a murder in the United States. I've never even been out of New Zealand.
Nobody implicated you.
Yeah, you guys have, and not only in this hangout. Also,
the lady's death was ruled a suicide.
Yeah, and I believe that in this hangout you guys implicated me. I was certainly implicated in that hangout that you did with Steve Olsen, which I have recorded. I'll have you know that I've got the 4K video downloader premium version, and every time you or Steve Olsen or Chris Potter or anyone else on the list uploads a video, it gets automatically downloaded. I don't miss a thing. Right? So I've got a record.
That's good for you. You're a smart guy. You're up on technology. Dave, I'm never gonna be. You're like my fucking father. I'm never going to amount to what you want me to be.
If you want to do the right thing, Scott, there's one thing for you to do. Come onto the hangout, acknowledge that you lied, acknowledge the things that you've said that you've constructed, and apologise. If you're sincere, as you claim that you are, then that's what you'll do, and then we can move forward. But I can promise you this, as long as you're uploading fearmongering videos and presenting lens flares and other things as Nibiru Planet X, I'm happy to continue debunking you, and I know that Astronomy Live and others are too, because that's what we do. We debunk bullshit. If you're going to present a lens flare as Nibiru Planet X, then we're going to debunk it. It's just the way it works.
You have, I mean, like I said tonight, man, you know, you guys have every right to do what you need to do. You know, you won't hear one peep out of me, you know, pertaining to anything that you guys do. You have every right to do what you guys do.
Can I add Shawn Hufford to this call?
Sure. I mean, I publicly apologized to him, you know, during the hangout, actually a couple of times. I didn't realize that Shawn had a medical condition, and you know, I actually did. I said you know, I felt very bad that I had to find that out, you know, afterwards. So, you know.
Hello, guys.
Okay, Shawn's just
What's happening, Shawn?
joined us. Now,
You there, Shawn?
Scott and I
I'm
just had a long conversation, and basically I said to him, I'll cut to the chase. I don't believe that he's sincere at all, and if he is, then the one thing that he can do is to join us on a live hangout, to admit that he has lied about all the things that he's lied about, and to publicly apologise.
That sounds good to me.
Well, you know, give me a minute, Dave. You know, listen, Shawn, you know, I did, if you listen to the whole hangout that we had tonight.
I admit I did not.
Well, I'm just saying, towards the end there, I publicly apologized to, you know, and besides him, I personally didn't know that you had a medical condition, and it was very wrong of me to exploit that.
I did reply to your comment thread before you started spreading it around continuously on other
Yeah,
videos.
but I didn't. I didn't see that. I don't stick around in my comment section. I don't have time for all of that. But
hold on.
You know, after hearing.
Hold on for a second, Scott, because I want to address that, because you watched the hangout that I had with Red's Rhetoric, and I explained
that's what
it
I
there.
found out about.
And then you still went and made a video talking about how the whole group of us were trannies.
Now, I didn't mention your name.
You didn't know, but we knew exactly what you were talking about.
I just used the terminology. But you know, if you let me continue, you know, I didn't realize that you know, that you had that type of a condition, and yeah, it was pretty fucking low of me to, you know, say something like that. And I apologized, you know, in this hangout tonight. I'll apologize to you right now. I'm very sorry. I didn't, you know, I take medical things like that personally, you know.
Yeah, it's like I said. It's like I said in the hangout that I just had with Dazza and Astronomy Live. The first time you said it, it didn't bother me because I could say that you weren't aware of the condition. It was every time after that that it really, really pissed me off. Can you understand that?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
That's why if you go back and read that comment that I left you after you left it on my video, I was very polite about describing what it was, because I could not hold it against you because you were not aware.
Well, you know, I mean, that's pretty big of you to go that route, because I'd have been, you know, I would have been on the attack. I mean, I'm sure you know my personality already.
Yeah, well, with my condition, I'm actually used to that knee-jerk reaction, so I just blow the first time over until they learn what it is, and if they still continue, that's when I get upset.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
And that was actually the whole reason why I agreed to have that hangout with Red, is because you continued to keep saying that on other videos.
Yeah, you know, I mean, well, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, make a bunch of excuses, but, you know, people do stir the pot quite a bit, and it gets to me quite a bit, you know, as of lately.
Scott?
But, you know, you have my personal apology. You know, Dave, if you want me to come on a hangout, and, you know, I've apologized to Astronomy Live. I've after the incident with Chris and his threatening remark, you know, after we were finished up, I said, you know, you really should have never done that. You know, to create a situation where somebody has to walk around, you know, looking over their shoulder, you know, for possibly somebody to attack them like some fucking crazy nut that we all know is out there in this world, is not a good feeling. I mean, I walk around like that.
But you have no problem saying that you're looking forward to smashing my fucking face in.
Dave, we went over this 100 times before.
Well,
I told you that I was mad. Everybody shoots their mouth off. You've even gotten mad a few times.
I don't make physical threats.
I'd never harm a hair on your head, for Christ's sake.
Well, as a fair critique of that kind of behavior, Scott, we understand that people get mad. We understand that people say things that they might not actually mean, like bashing people's teeth in. If they say it out of anger.
Yeah.
The problem is you have such a large following of fanatics that they might see that as permission to do whatever they want to whoever they want, just because they don't like what they're saying.
I've gotten those emails before. I even discussed one of them with Dave.
This is one of the reasons why videos like yours are actually dangerous, because the kind of people that follow these videos do have a cult mentality. And if they see one person being either debunked or, in some cases, I will admit, some people do troll you. Unfortunately, it's not the three that are in this chat. I mean, I try to be polite unless you start to censor things, and then that just ticks me off. I pointed out in my video, I do not condone any kind of censorship. But the way you put it off that everybody else is wrong, and you put these threats out, they see you as a leader, and then they follow that. So it's not just the suicides you got to worry about; it's the people that actually want to do harm in your name, and that's dangerous.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm going to be straight up with you, Shawn. You know, that's a double-edged sword. That's a two-way street, because the same applies to me. If you don't like to read the emails that I've gotten over the course of the last couple of days, they've actually caused.
But hang on there, Scott. We're not calling for violence on you, right?
No. I know that. That's not what I'm referring to, Dave.
You're making comments about smashing in my face and things like that. We never make comments like that. I would never make such a comment, and you know that.
Dave, when these fuckers put the information out there that I'm a fucking child molester, what do you think happens to child molesters? Okay?
No one has said you were a molester. At least not that I'm aware of.
Shawn, they were all over my fucking YouTube videos. Why do you think I had to dismantle the fucking videos?
No, I've always heard...
Getting emails now constantly that you know, people want to fucking kill me because people hate... Listen, there are three fucking things that I hate in life. That is child abuse, child molestation, anything done with elderly people and animals. You guys don't even know what the fuck the felony charge was with the child abuse.
That's why
if you want to know, I'll tell you. But Dazza has a fucking way of using it against me. Everything that I've divulged to him, the motherfucker, Dave, you've turned it around and you've thrown it in a fucking video.
No, I don't.
That's what I don't
turn
like
anything
about
around here, Scott. I use facts. You are the one that turns things around. You are the one that constructs.
Oh, listen, man. See, now you're fucking pissing me off. Fuck you.
Guys, both
Fuck
guys.
you. That's all I got to say. You continue to make your fucking videos.
Well, when you come onto the Hangout, then you can present your side of the story.
No, I'm not coming on to your motherfucking Hangout.
Well,
you're going to take it for what it is.
You want to set the story.
You know what,
you want to set the story straight. You've got a
This is what makes me want to fucking knock you the fuck out, because you won't just sit there and let me explain it. You got to jerk me off. It was a very unfortunate incident. It was a female cop. She fucking jacked me all up. She first charged me with an aggravated felony. If you fucking look up the Florida statutes, you will clearly see there are two fucking statutes. No harm and harm.
Now,
First,
Scott,
these fucking assholes charged me with the highest felony. Then they dropped it down when they fucking read the goddamn report.
Scott. Scott, I'm trying to
It's an
defend you here a little
arrestable
bit.
offense. Motherfucker.
I'm trying to defend you a little bit here. This is exactly why I requested the transcript, so I could find out exactly what the charge was and what happened with it. I actually talked about it in the
Jesus
Hangout
fucking
tonight.
Christ. You know,
Because
you guys really want to fucking go there? And now, you know,
Scott,
you guys are going to
hold on.
fucking pew all the my ex-wife will be all over my fucking ass. What the
on,
fuck
Scott.
is wrong with you guys?
Hold on, Scott.
Over a fucking Planet X video? Give
Hear
a
me
fucking
out.
break.
Hear me out, please. The reason I ordered the transcript, and if it does come back to match your story, I won't release any information about detailing how to say that the felony is not as bad as people think it is. It was a kind of a bogus thing that happened. You know, it's not something that he intentionally did. It was an accidental thing, and it wasn't him beating his child.
I don't beat fucking kids. Are you fucking crazy?
Scott,
Oh.
you're twisting it around. I'm trying to be defensive of you here.
Absolutely.
It's called giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
The only information we had to go on at this point was the charge, which is why I ordered the transcript. That way I can find out if it's really a worthy charge and if you are or are not a scumbag. Well, if you're
I'm not a fucking. That's
what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to find out. And if it comes back that your story is true, I will be happy to admit that without implication or what exactly
Then,
happened.
you know, and then you might as well know the whole fucking story. I used to love the street race. I was
That's
involved in
fine.
fucking racing for a long time. I used to love the street race. I used to fucking street race for money. I had a 500 horsepower fucking Trans Am, and because I got put on fucking probation, I went to a goddamn street race, and I got popped doing 144 miles an hour, and they charged me with felony fleeing and eluding high speed. Woo! That makes me a fucking hardened criminal.
Again, Scott, if all this comes back as
Jesus
true,
fucking Christ.
I will be happy to bring that forward and basically halfway clear your name. Yeah, you broke the law, but it's not as bad as people think. You know, I'm trying to be a little bit defensive of you here.
Oh, the damage is way... Listen, Shawn, the damage is way too dumb. Way too dumb.
Hold on, Scott. You got to remember, most people are coming to the people who are bringing this information forward. If the people that are bringing this information forward are saying they were wrong, the damage can be undone because these same people that are spreading this stuff are the same people that will be watching our videos. So they will be corrected from us, not from somebody else.
Well, that ain't going to work at this point, man, because, you know, all of that damage, I really don't even give a shit about it. But I'm just saying, you know, you guys put me into a very, very dangerous situation with whichever one of them fuckers started putting the child molestation. 6 counts, that piece of shit Logan. Now, that's a motherfucker I'd like to break his jaw. He is the one who started 6 cases of child molestation.
See, I don't remember that video.
He's the motherfucker. I got the video copied. I got it copied.
I'm just saying, from my end, the only video I've seen of Logan's was the one that he released the PDF file. That is the only one I've seen.
He was making a fucking video every 15 minutes,
but
and then taking them down.
But Scott, that's the only one I saw.
Scott, I saw a comment along those lines by Logan Running, and I responded that I did not accept that the charge against you was equivalent of child molestation, and I said that I felt that Logan Running had gone too far in his comment. So in that sense, I was defending you as well. I've always said I'm only concerned with the facts, all right? If the story that you're telling us is the truth, if the story, hang on, I'm talking now. I'm talking now.
With Planet X.
Hear me out. If what you're telling us is true and the transcript that Shawn has ordered confirms that, then absolutely we will be quite happy to set the record straight for you, because I'm about truth.
It's a little bit too late for that, don't you think?
Well, hey, you know, this really, as I said to you right from the start, this whole situation and unpleasantness comes down to the choices that you made, the things that you said, the threats that you made, and the lies that you told. Right from after that first hangout that we did, where you said yourself, Astronomy Live and I and Shawn were perfect gentlemen, and then you went away from that hangout and you constructed a whole lie about contacting these professors of astronomy and the PDF.
If I have to hear that one more fucking time.
Yeah, well, you know it's true, because that is where you turned the corner. That is where this all started, because we were all getting on very well. You know, it was a good hangout. Everybody was happy. We went away happy. And then you started lying through your teeth about Astronomy Live, and that's where it all came unstuck for you. So if you want to point the finger, buddy, point it at yourself, because that's where it all started.
But you know, like Dazza just said, we're willing to correct the record here. You know, if the transcripts back up your story.
Ooh, hold on a minute. Who do we have here?
Hey, it's me.
I know that. I know that voice. I know that voice.
Yes, it's Astronomy Live. Astronomy Live.
Did you hear my apology?
I came in midway through the conversation, but I
no, not this conversation. Not this conversation. The one in the hangout.
I only caught the hangout after we finished our hangout.
All right. Well, you know, before all this continues, you know, I did say in my hangout there, I even apologized to Dave. You know, I apologized to Shawn, and I did apologize to you. And I just got done telling before you jumped in there that, you know, that Chris's comment was out of line. That, you know, I don't think anybody should walk around with, you know, in fear of somebody doing something crazy to them. I know we've all talked a lot of shit, but, you know, I had a long conversation with Jake today, and I told him the same thing. You know, this has gone way too far. I agree with Shawn in the fact that there's a lot of loose cannon people out there that follow me, that follow you guys, and, you know, under the circumstances, we don't know any of these people. None of them.
And in the hangout tonight, in the chat, there was Ben Time Traveler saying he was going to drive to my location and confront me physically, and then you had Brock Wolf, who issued death threats multiple times, saying he was going to kill me, he was going to shoot me with a shotgun.
Yeah, listen, Scott, I've been getting fucking all of the child molester death threats in my email and everything else also. So, you know, it's like I said, it's become a very, very stupid situation.
It has gotten way out of hand.
It has, and I mean, you know, what really freaked me out was 2 months ago, I was at my bank, and the lady at the bank recognized my voice from my videos. She asked me if I was on YouTube, and I said, well, what would make you say that? And she says, well, I recognize your voice. She says, don't you have something to do with that Planet X? Well, that freaked me out. And then I had another person say it to me at a gas station. So I even said this to Mari months ago when, you know, she was doing all her hangouts. And I said, listen, you know, you have a child. You don't know who can recognize your voice or your face. And you're sitting in a restaurant. They just happen to see who you are. They dislike you. And you walk out to your car and they say, hey, Mari. Then they, you know, you turn around and the worst possible thing occurs in front of a child. And then what? You're dead or you're beat up or whatever happens to you. And she took that as, what, are you fucking threatening me?
Yeah, well,
no.
we've seen the comments that you've sent her.
You know, you've seen all the comments she sent me?
If I can actually give some fair and sound, unbiased advice.
You're so fucking one-sided, man. That's what pisses me off about you.
Scott, if I can give you some fair, unbiased advice here, you have a very large subscriber base. It's over 50,000 at this point. Not all of those subscribers are on your side of the argument. That's a given. The problem is there are the loose cannons. You know, even though none of us have told people to go out and, or at least none of us even done any kind of threats to you, So they're not getting that from us. That's just something that they do on their own free will. There are the loose cannons out there, and with the larger the subscriber base gets, the more chances people are going to recognize you, and you're not going to know if they're on your side or against your side.
Exactly.
And the big
you
issue
don't know who
is,
these people are.
And the big issue is your most recent video you put up was talking about how you wouldn't care about people coming up and confronting you face to face. That's a problem because, again, you do have the loose cannons that are against you, that are subscribed to you, that will see that video, and they'll take you up on the challenge just because they recognize you on the street. That's dangerous for you, unfortunately. You know, because, yeah, you're a tough guy. You can probably beat the hell out of a lot of people, but there's always somebody stronger. There's always somebody faster.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody's number's up someday.
And some of these people carry weapons. I mean, I'm not trying. Do not take this as a death threat. This is just trying to say, calm down on the violence on your videos, because that is causing problems for other people and for yourself. It just hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen eventually to somebody, and that's just because we have these unknowns that are subscribed. You know, it's nothing against.
There's shitloads of them, man. I mean, like I said, you know, what's stirring my pot is not, you know, comments made by any of you guys. It's the fucking emails I'm getting now.
I mean, if you're willing to unblock me from your channel, I will be happy to give you criticism on your videos without saying you're lying or you're a fraud, but I will give you legitimate criticism on why it can or cannot be correct. You know, it's not an attack, it's just trying to correct you before it becomes to the point of being a lie. Does that make sense?
Shawn, listen, I mean, I can, you know, that's all cool and dandy, but, you know, we've all done some fucked up things here. You know, I had a very long discussion with Chris Potter today, and, you know, I said, listen, you know, understanding that, yeah, we don't like these guys, we clash with them, they're like, you know, this is like, you know, two major league fucking sports teams going at each other, you know, big arch rivals, but in the end, what are we going to do if somebody gets fucking hurt or loses their life, or an innocent bystander that has nothing to do with any of this gets hurt, involved, or killed? So
here's how we diffuse the situation. This is how we diffuse it.
Shawn, I don't think we're going to be able to diffuse nutcases.
I just need to break in here. I just need to break in. Okay. I'm not sure if my credit is about to expire. It's showing me that I've got 15 cents credit on Skype at the moment. So just so you're aware.
You damn liar. Put that government credit card in there and cash in. No,
I'm still waiting for my Shell paychecks to turn up. I've been waiting for 6 years now.
But seriously, Scott, it is still possible.
Real quick, before you get off the fucking phone, what the fuck is going on with this $100,000 Steve Olson thing? Because I confronted Steve about it today. I was screaming at him.
I know
nothing swears about up and down.
I know nothing about that.
I just hope it ain't true.
I don't know if it is or not. I have no facts to go on. That's why I haven't been saying anything about it, because I don't know if it's true or not.
Because Dick was telling me about it today, and I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, some kind of bunker bullshit and some kind of radio tower crap, and I'm thinking to myself, man.
Do you really want to know how it is possible to actually diffuse the situation and actually make it safer for everybody involved? Engagement between each other's on our comment sections. People will see that if we're being polite and friendly with each other, or at least tolerating each other and not going on the attack to each other, your followers will actually pick up on that, and they'll start having the same mindset. This is the kind of position you're in. You have followers. They will follow your lead.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
I mean, not all of them will, but it will very much so diffuse the situation compared to what it is now, where everybody's at each other's throats. You know, if somebody puts a criticism on your channel, interact with it. Don't just ignore it. Don't censor it. Find out if they're, try to talk back and forth. Find out who's right, who's wrong, or who could possibly be right. But don't sit there and say, well, you're just wrong. Actually come up with reasons why they're wrong. And have actual communication. But just censoring it out to where nobody can see it, they're only taking your side of the story, and your side of the story most of the time is attacks. And that's what they're picking up on.
I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, with, man, because I've gotten, holy shit, I don't even know how many. I stopped reading them.
Now, I know for a fact that the people that watch our videos actually do scour your comment section, because they always bring up comments to me from time to time saying, have I seen this comment? So they are looking at your comments. If they see us interacting, anybody that goes on to debunk you or at least point out a flaw in your logic, don't ignore it. Actually face it, find out what's wrong, find out if you're wrong, find out if there's other possibilities, but don't just dismiss it as trolling, because that's not what we're doing.
Scott, I need to ask you. I need to know why you felt the need to construct that story after we had such a good hangout.
Oh my God, Dave, are you going to beat me to death till I fucking die on that?
Well,
because I was bluffing you, that's all. I wanted to see where you came from. I wanted to see how you would react to it. That was it. It was a simple bluff, Dave. That's it.
Well, you certainly found out how I would react.
There was no major conspiracy. It was the spur of the moment. That's it, man. That's all.
You didn't just send me private messages accusing Astronomy Live of being a fake and a fraud and all the rest of it. You also went ahead and uploaded a video attack on your YouTube channel publicly, accusing Astronomy Live and me, Dazza the cameraman, as being fakes and government shills and all the rest of it. Why?
Well, that's because I had, that's because I had the 411 that was given to me prior to you even coming in contact with me.
What's
I already knew who you were. I already knew who all of you were.
What's the 411?
That's information here in the United States. You dial 411 for information.
No, he was wanting to know what the 411 was.
I don't know what a 411 is.
It stands for information.
People, people saying to look out for you, look out for this one, look out for that one. They're going to be coming for you. They're going to be attacking you. They're going to be this and that and da-da-da-da-da.
No, to be honest, Scott, I had absolutely zero interest in Nibiru until I was asked to do tech support on that hangout. My whole thing on YouTube has been debunking flat Earth claims.
Yeah, those people are a little stupid there. I'd have to agree with that.
But it wasn't until your hangout that you had with Dazza and Astronomy Live that I was the tech support for, that very first one, and then you turned around and did your two professors thing that I got actually involved in the whole thing. And and keep in mind, I never made a video about anything Nibiru related until you blocked me from your channel.
And I only met Shawn through, I think I first saw him in a hangout with Red's Rhetoric, and I only met Red's Rhetoric because he and I are both interested in launch photography for completely different reasons.
The first time we ever talked, Scott, was when you were demonstrating your auto tracking software, and I asked you to actually do a video of it in your room following a light.
Me?
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever talked to you, and that was actually before I knew Red.
Yeah, I didn't see the video that you did for a while after you made it. I don't really have a lot of time to peruse and go through YouTube and stuff like that. I just heard your voice a couple of times. I didn't even know your whole complete name. Somebody else pointed it out, I think about a week or so after you made your video with then I watched it, But, I feel like we're becoming fucking friends. This is weird.
Well, here's the thing, Scott. People can have different opinions. People can have different beliefs, and they can still talk cordially.
Yeah. And that's why I hosted you on the Hangout, Scott. That's why I hosted you on the Hangout, so that you could put forward your case. We could have a discussion and a debate, not attack. You said that Astronomy Live and I were gentlemen, and that's exactly what we tried to be. Even if we were going to disagree about Planet X, Nibiru, whatever, that was fine. We were having a discussion. And this whole thing, the wheels came off it as soon as you started sending those messages accusing Astronomy Live of being a fake, and then you uploaded that video, and then you did this, and then you did that, and so on, right? So really,
Dave, didn't I just tell you that was my plan? That was my plan. I mean, how many times?
Well, you said that you were testing me, and you wanted to find out how I would react.
It really wasn't. Yeah, I wanted to see how you were going to react.
You found out, didn't you? Because
exactly.
I don't mind if somebody has a different opinion. If somebody wants to believe that there is a brown dwarf sailing through our solar system, then they're entitled to that belief, just as I'm entitled to debunk that notion. But I don't make it personal. I don't start constructing stories about them and saying, I've been in touch with these people and they've provided such and such information, and just telling a whole load of bullshit, basically, about this person. I stick to the facts, all right? And there was no need for that unpleasantness that you sent me. There was no need for your allegation that Astronomy Live was a fake and a fraud and all the rest of it. You brought that situation on yourself, and at the end of the day, Scott, you're going to have to take ownership of that if you want to move forward, because you brought it on your own head.
That's your point.
It's so unnecessary, because at the end of the day, we don't have to agree in order to be cordial, as Shawn said.
Yeah.
Rex Bear and I disagree on many points, but I would consider us friends. We have a good relationship, talking to each other over Skype, and, I thought the debate was moderated very, in a civil fashion. Even if I don't agree with everything he says or everything he believes, he doesn't, start posting information about me after the debate saying, oh, he's a fake and a fraud, and I found this out because I've got a PDF, whatever, and it's totally nonsense. He doesn't do that kind of thing. So, the first step in any sort of relationship, of friendship or whatever, even if we don't see eye to eye, is trust. And you broke that trust right away, and, there have been incidents since then that have continued to break that trust. And I think that's the first step, is to repair that by, I haven't had a chance to see your apology tonight, but that's the first step, is to publicly apologize and admit, yes, I was not telling the truth about this and that and the other thing. The photos that I showed during that debate and traced back to Sari Runyon, you claimed that they came from this 70-year-old retired Chilean astronomer. And I showed the photo from your video, and you talked about it for a while, and I showed where it really came from. And then you pulled that video down. So it was a complete shock to me when you then re-uploaded that video, only having removed the photos that I exposed, but continuing to maintain that story that they actually came from this retired astronomer. And I think we both know that's not the truth.
The goddamn pictures did come in the way that they came in an email. I get videos from people all over the place, and I've actually stopped using them. But then, Siri contacted me, and he's like, well, hey, since you used some of my stuff, I think you owe me money. Like a fucking people, he wanted $750.
Try to make money off his photos, and that's his right.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'm going to put you. Then he says, I'm going to put you in touch with my publicist, and you can give her your credit card number.
Here's the thing legally about that, Scott. Here's the thing legally about that. If he supplied you with a picture without coming into arrangement before he supplied you the picture, he gives you the right to use them.
Now that you're on that subject, 2 months before, he started inboxing me on Facebook, and he was asking my opinion on those photographs. And it didn't have any copyright symbol on them. And I said, I don't know, Scary. I said, those look pretty close to some photographs that were taken back in 1994. He said, what do you think I should do with them? I want to publish them. I said, publish them where? I don't know nothing about that astronomy aspect. And I said, I don't know, maybe you should investigate, what that is.
Well, here's something to be careful in that kind of situation. Because he sent you those pictures in confidence to evaluate them, that does not give you the right to use them. So that's a gray area that you have to be careful.
I didn't use them, and then oh, like all that time passed, and I look at so many fucking photographs and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, started getting these emails with a bunch of information from, I get them like all the time. I mean, Christ, I had one guy fucking emailing me 3-4 times a day claiming he's from the Anunnaki race. I mean, sending me shit about his blood type and medical shit. And,
was that Daniel Wall?
You got to realize the amount of crap that I get from people. Yeah, you know, some of it is very easy. Yeah, like that's fucking free.
Yeah, Daniel Wall was thoroughly debunked on Steve Olson's channel. And I hate to say it because he was a fraud.
Well, when Steve did that video, I already heard about that fucking guy, and Steve already had that fucking guy in the video, and I'm texting Steve. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That guy's he's like a complete fraud.
Yeah.
You know, but Steve don't listen to a lot of things. You know, he just kind of, I don't know, man. He is who he is. You know, I don't know. But, yeah, I kind of got screwed, fucked over with the, just like the tsunami video. When somebody sent me a little footage of a rolling wave coming in and said, yeah, you know, I just videotaped this from the earthquake in New Zealand, and I actually thought the guy was telling me the fucking truth.
Well, here's something you can do. Here's something you can do to actually prevent situations like that. Instead of taking people at their word all the time, which is actually not a very good idea most of the time.
Yeah.
You actually have to go and find out where the clip actually came from. I mean, it's like my video about your house in Asheville. It took me 30 seconds to find out the whole story behind that. And that was just a reverse image search. It's not hard to vet this stuff.
You know, the walkway?
The walkway, the stone rail, it was actually wood that had frost on it.
Had frost on it?
Yeah, I found the website where you got the pictures.
Ice crystals.
They were ice crystals on a cold day on a wooden rail. It wasn't a stone rail. You were never there.
I'm fucking here now. You're talking to me. It's not. I'm not living in the
take a picture of the deck as right now from a different angle.
It's fucking dark. I'll send it out wherever it fucking lightens up.
Because the pictures on that fucking. The pictures on the website are an exact match for what you put in your video.
The pictures on your video, Scott, are not ones that you took. They were previously published on a website for, what was it, B&B?
On a bed and breakfast website.
Airbnb.
So, Scott, you can't tell us that you took those photos.
So you guys are stalking me. So you guys are stalking
you posted a public video.
Yep.
I did a reverse image search on a screenshot from your video, and it came up with one result for that B&B site.
So which one of these fucking assholes publicized the photograph of my grandmother's fucking house with the? I have
no idea who that was. That was before I got involved in it.
If I do find out who is responsible for that, they're going to get fucked up. I don't give a shit what any of you think. Well, my grandmother doesn't deserve any of that shit.
Well, I can tell you that
this is part of that fucking troll group.
Yeah.
I don't condone.
Then I had to go through this again with Jake Riley today. Okay, he wanted to know why my address was listed, you know, at my grandmother's house. Well, it just so happens that when my pap died, I am power of attorney over my grandmother. I take care of everything for her. And how dare somebody fucking do that? What the fuck is wrong with some of these people, man? You're worried about me posting fucking stupid pictures of a fucking railing when you're putting photographs of my grandmother's house.
No, we're not.
No,
we're not.
No. You listen. That motherfucking Tim Nelson was all over Maury's hangout. That motherfucker sent me a photograph of him pointing an assault rifle down into the camera.
And I don't condone that at all.
Okay, but Dave, you have to understand something. You don't condone it. But just like you're accusing me of people following my fucking lead, they're following your lead. Okay?
Okay, but
No. We are not telling anybody to do anything violent.
I know you're not telling them, Shawn.
We are not saying anything violent. That's the difference here. You are saying things that are violent, and your people are picking up on that and wanting to follow it.
Come on, Shawn. Would you like somebody putting your grandmother in that position? My grandmother wears 2 hearing aids. She's crippled up with fucking arthritis, and she's 90 fucking years old. What happens is some crackpot clicks on the goddamn coordinates that they put as a link.
And I absolutely agree with you on that point. I'd
like to get my hands on that crippled motherfucker, because that's just bullshit.
Yeah, I don't condone that.
You guys wonder why.
I agree with you on that point as far as that was very, very wrong to do, because it had nothing to do with you.
You're going to send me a fucking photograph pointing the barrel of a fucking assault rifle and saying, I got your number. Oh, okay. Bring it. I told that wheelchair-bound motherfucker, before you get out of your goddamn handicapped car, I'll fucking cut your head off.
Yeah, well, as I said, I do not condone that sort of behaviour at all. But I'll remind you of the comments that you've made publicly to me and others, talking about smashing my fucking face. So now you're
going to try to erase that with some dumb fucking comments because I was mad at you.
Well,
it ain't equaling out, Dave. Your psychological bullshit don't fucking work with me.
We're trying to explain
the fucking tired. Listen, I'm sick and tired of the fucking personal attacks. You do them to me, you get them done to you. Now listen, Scott.
We haven't done personal attacks.
Scott,
that's the thing.
Listen, Scott, none of that shit that was said about you should have never been done. Jake Riley told me today that you're walking around with a fucking gun because you're afraid for your safety. That's not fucking right. That is not fucking right. For me to walk outside of my fucking house and worry about some crackpot putting a fucking bullet in me because he thinks I'm a child molester because one of your fucking people planted that in his head. And I'm not done with that piece of shit.
None of my
videos done with him.
You being a child molester.
No, not you. That Logan running fuckface. Dave, all he talks about is your fucking name in the videos. Dazza this, Dazza that, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. What are you going to do if somebody puts a bullet in me and I live?
Say congratulations?
Yeah, and guess what? When I get out of the fucking hospital, I'm going to be one mad motherfucker. And at that point in time, I'm not going to give a shit about anything. But I don't like the fact that Scott has to walk around with a gun. I mean, that's just it's just wrong.
And whose fault is that?
I'm just going to say that, in the state of Florida, I have the right to,
yeah, dude, I lived in Miami for 20 fucking years. I lived there. I carry 2 guns on me at all times.
But Scott, what is the reason he feels he has to carry a gun around now?
It's wrong.
No, but why does he feel he has to carry a gun around?
Well, fucking Chris was going at him pretty good there. With the threats.
Wasn't just Chris.
Yep. Didn't you say that you were going to turn up at his door?
Yeah, I wanted to take him out to lunch.
Yeah, well, we know what that means, mafia talk and all of that.
Oh, now you're accusing me of being a fucking mafia?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that's a mafia phrase, isn't it? Going out for lunch.
My father was in prison for organized crime. 5 years.
So, I just want to go back to something now that I've pulled it up, Scott.
Oh, Jesus, don't bring up the fucking professor thing again.
No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with that. You were talking about your grandmother and the address that you used because of whatever, blah, 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 right?
So now that's a fucking blah, 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 that I'm power of attorney over my fucking grandmother?
No. I'm just saying that I was sent some information which I have never published publicly of the address that you submitted for a copyright counter-strike. And the address that you gave... So either you're lying to YouTube about your contact details and you're legally required to give the correct contact details for a counter strike. It's actually a legal process that you're undertaking. So you're either lying about your address details or these are in fact your correct address details. So which one is it?
So are you telling me that I can't own more than one fucking property, Dave?
No, you're required to give your correct address.
Because I am fully aware. Listen, you must really think that you're talking to a stupid motherfucker, don't you? You think I'm that fucking stupid? I know exactly what you want. You want my motherfucking address. So you think I'm that fucking stupid?
Well,
I know the information.
You've already given an address. I'm not asking you to give me another one. I've got an address here. This is the one that you submitted as part of your copyright counterclaim. So either it is actually correct information or it's not.
Well, how do you know that that's not what I opened up my YouTube channel on? Do I have the fucking right to move? Do I have the right to own different properties?
Here's the thing, Scott. When you do a counterclaim, you have to give your current legal address.
So maybe that is my current legal address.
That's what he's asking. Is it your legal address or not?
He's not
asking for another address.
Him. Listen, why don't you send one of your fucking cronies over there to find out?
I don't have cronies.
The opportunity. No, not
I couldn't
you.
afford cronies if I wanted to. I work at Walmart.
No. Tell Dave to send one. Why don't you fucking send one over to find out? You see the little snide shit you do, Dave? That's why I don't like you. That's why I don't trust you.
You don't trust me, even though I invited you onto that hangout, treated you like a gentleman, gave you the opportunity to tell your side of the story, treated you with respect, and then you turn around and constructed a whole bunch of lies about Astronomy Live. So, all of this you've brought upon yourself.
Hey, I apologize to Scott. I apologize to him. And I'm very sorry that he's even wrapped up with a cocksucker like you.
Consequences.
Because you know what? You are the one that drugged him into everything that's happening with him right now. You're the fucking reason that he has to protect himself.
Consequences, Scott. These are all the consequences of your choices.
Yeah, fuck you, Dave. Fuck you.
You're annoyed. You're annoyed and you're upset because the birds have come home to roost now, haven't they?
No, the birds have not come home to roost. You are trying to pry for information. You're trying to set me the fuck up, you piece of shit.
No, I'm not. I've already got that piece of information.
You go right ahead, Dave, you motherfucker. You go right ahead and send somebody to my motherfucking house, bitch. You go right ahead.
Oh, but you're not there. You're up in Asheville, aren't you? You're leaning on that
you don't know.
On that wooden beam with ice crystals.
Maybe I'm in fucking New Zealand.
You would never get to New Zealand with your criminal record.
I could get a passport.
Okay, tempers, guys. We were doing well.
Fuck that fucking fruitcake, man. Go back to debunking your fucking cornflakes in your mother's fucking basement, you piece of shit. See, it's assholes like you, David. Like, you really do need your fucking teeth knocked out.
You call me an asshole, but you were the one that started lying. We treated you with respect. We treated you like a gentleman.
You're asking me to give you personal information about myself.
No, he's already got the personal information. He just wants to know if it's correct or not.
Dave likes to twist and turn things. You know him just as well as I do. It ain't going to fucking work.
Yep, that's his address.
Scott, if you're still on the line, I'm sorry what's happened with you and the whole 9 yards. I don't think that you should have to walk around looking over your fucking shoulder, and I will take care of that. You won't be fucked with in that manner anymore. Shawn, I apologize to you for the medical situation. I didn't know that was something that you were living with your whole life, and I do apologize, and I feel like a piece of shit for all of that.
Technically, it's only been the last 2 years.
But Dave, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I hope your whole fucking country falls in on your fucking head.
Yeah, well, there's your true colours coming through again, you know? So just remember, all of this unpleasantness started with you. All of this unpleasantness started with you because of the choices that you made, the lies that you told, the stories that you invented. It all started with you.
You need smacked in the fucking mouth is what you need.
Oh, thank you.
So, Dave, why don't you get on the fucking plane, fly over, and go to that address? You got the money. Why don't you go? Come on.
See, we're not interested in physical confrontations here. We're just trying to find out the truth. So, he's just...
Do you want me to have your personal address?
No.
Okay.
No, of course not. But he's not asking for your address. He's already got an address.
He's asking me to confirm information. Maybe I own a few properties. What business is it of his? None.
It's actually a legal issue.
Well, actually,
you guys are fucking lawyers and you're pushing the issue. Go push the issue, see what happens.
Actually, this whole question was raised when you brought up the issue about your address, or what you claim is your grandmother's address, being posted online, which I do not condone, and I have not published the details that were sent to me.
You probably had
somebody
to do with that.
somebody emailed me these details from a copyright strike counterclaim that you had filed against them. I have not published that information. I would not do that because I don't condone that sort of behaviour. But
you're really getting off my fucking nerves.
But this is the address that you presented, and you're telling us that it's your grandmother's place.
No, I didn't say that. Because it's not my grandmother's house.
Right, well, I haven't seen the address that you claim was posted. I haven't seen that at all myself, so I don't know.
Yeah, because that motherfucking video was taken down with the Google Map link with the coordinates to just anybody to click on.
I'm guessing that you're talking about a video that Pete WDHCO, or whatever his name is, uploaded. He put you on YouTube Rats or something or other. Is that the one?
No, you did that.
I didn't do that.
No, that wasn't us.
I don't give a fuck who puts me on any goddamn website. Fuck Dave, you're all over fucking Russian websites. I mean, do you really give a fuck?
Facebook.
Huh?
I'm on Facebook. I don't have any websites.
No, you.
What?
You're all over these Russian fucking websites.
He's saying that other people have put you on their websites.
Oh, okay. Well, that goes with the territory. If you debunk people, you make enemies. Water off the duck's back to me.
Oh, so that's what the fuck you are. You keep fucking with me, Dave. You just go right ahead and keep fucking with me, because you're nothing but a fucking cunt in another country.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott, as I said in our hangout, if you stop telling lies about me, then I can stop telling the truth about you.
I don't give a fuck what you do. You've really fucking jacked me off now. You really fucking pissed me off.
What?
But I'm just going to
telling the truth.
Fucking ass. What I'm going to do.
For telling the truth.
The truth about
you've told lies about me, and you've told lies about Astronomy Live, and we've told the truth about you. Do you see a problem there?
Yeah, I see a big fucking problem. I'm just going to ignore all the rest, and I'm just going to center all of my motherfucking attention on you. Just like you're doing to me.
Well, hey, you brought it upon yourself.
Nobody,
you launched the attack,
nobody in their right fucking mind would waste this much time bothering me over some Planet X videos on fucking YouTube.
You brought this upon yourself when you started lying about Astronomy Live, and you uploaded that attack video.
You brought all of this onto yourself.
When you uploaded that attack video and publicly posted that on YouTube, then you brought the situation about. You brought it upon yourself, buddy.
Okay, well, you brought it upon yourself, buddy.
And we were
two-way
doing so
fucking
well.
street. It's a two-way street, Dave. You keep fucking with me. You go right ahead. You go right ahead. You give it all you got, motherfucker. You better hope to Christ that they plant me so fucking far underground that I'll never be able to crawl my fucking way out of that hole. You keep on fucking with me. You interfere with anybody in my fucking family. Anybody, I swear to God. You will feel the fucking wrath of me. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you work for. I don't give a fuck about your medical condition. You keep fucking with me. You go right ahead. You better stay the fuck away from me.
You can't even come to New Zealand. You can't even come to New Zealand because of your criminal convictions.
You fucking stupid quit. I can get a fucking passport faster than you could jerk your little dick off, you dumbass. The fuck is wrong with you?
You see, everything that you're saying now just confirms what I thought of you.
I don't give a fuck what you think about me.
Yes, I knew that already.
Stupid?
I knew that already. You're just confirming what I knew all along.
Oh, Dave, it's so easy for you to talk shit when you're so far away. Just keep on debunking.
Oh, so you haven't told lies? You didn't invent the story about the professors?
You're going to cross the path.
You haven't stolen videos. You haven't stolen images. You know, all of that is completely untrue. Everything I've said about you is completely untrue, isn't it, Scott? I haven't told any lies about you. It's, you know...
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
You're right.
You see, Scott, your problem is that you're a compulsive liar.
You're always right. Now you got a fucking psychology degree. Whatever. I've given you enough of my fucking time. Once again, Shawn, I'm apologizing for, you know, the stupid antics and you know.
Yeah, that'll be another insincere apology as far as I'm concerned.
Am I talking to you, you fucking little bitch motherfucker?
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott. You do the hangout, make that apology public, and
I'm not doing no hangout with that devil motherfucker. No fucking way. I'll hang out with...
Which devil are you talking about?
Huh?
Which devil are you talking about?
Dave.
Ah.
Dave, he's a fucking devil.
But as I was saying...
I don't even think he's human.
As I was saying, you do the hangout, make that apology public, and I will take down the video that talks about that I had with Red's Rhetoric from my channel.
Oh, I don't care about that video, dude. That was...
because like I said,
he's pretty wild, man. I mean,
the whole point of that video was to call you out for being a douchebag about my gynecomastia. If you apologize for that, there is no reason for me to honestly keep that video up because that defames your character because you're being a douchebag before that happens. If you apologize, there is no reason for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that. I'm not worried about my character. I'm really not. I'm not worried about my character. I'm not worried about my reputation.
That should tell you something about
out of respect for you, I'll do that. You know, and Scott, same goes for you too. Dave, I wish the fucking worst for you, motherfucker.
Scott, that should tell you something about my character. I only go after the truth, and I'm very, very serious about honesty. So if you do an honest apology, I will honestly pull that video down because it is no longer valid.
Man, I want to beat Dave's ass so fucking bad.
Why? Because I've told the truth?
No, because I just don't fucking like you. I think you're a fucking douche.
You don't like me because I've told the truth.
Whatever.
And you know it's true, because you know that everything that I've said about your lies is true.
Why are you wasting so much time on my personal life, Dave?
Because you launched an attack on me.
In the ass?
And you launched an attack on Astronomy Live, and you've told lies about me and Astronomy Live. You've tried to turn your subscribers against me and Astronomy Live.
You're damn right.
Yeah, well, you know, you've brought this upon yourself.
Hey, listen, if it wasn't for me, Scott wouldn't have half the subscribers.
No, that's not true, actually.
He was only at like 5,000.
We can actually...
He's almost at 10 now.
And most of those came from his SpaceX launch and landing.
Yeah.
Well, that and the Venus identification video, which honestly had nothing to do with you specifically. That was just something I did while I was vacation.
I was just fucking around. The rocket video was pretty fucking cool. I actually watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, and Scott got that with software that he wrote, just to point that out.
Yeah. He said that in the Leap project. You should be proud of yourself. That was some pretty cool shit. Dave, on the other hand, you fuckface. Dave, you fuckface. You're fucking... What's that steaming pile of fear porn? Jesus fucking Christ. Can't you get more fucking creative?
Well, I mean, just describe it as it is.
I can come up with titles for him if you want.
I can come up with plenty of fucking titles. He's a fucking prick, is what he is.
Here is your opportunity, Scott, to say exactly why it is that you hate me so much. Go on. What have I done?
I just don't like you, man.
Come on, justify your hatred. You hate me so much. Why do you hate me so much? Go on.
Oh, man, I'd love to fucking kick your fucking teeth in.
Yeah, I know that, but why?
If you weren't such a decrepit piece of shit, I'd actually feel bad for you after I fucking slapped your ass around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hearing this, Scott.
I'd take you out to lunch.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Scott, but what I want to know is your reasons why. Let's hear your reasons why you...
No, I don't dislike you, Dave. I love you, man. You know, you're like a, you know, like I idolize your intelligence and, you know, your tenacity.
Come on, justify what you're saying. You wanted to kick my ass. Why?
It's
I was
because
just joking.
you're like the cousin that nobody wants.
Yeah. I was just joking around, man. I was just fucking with you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to lighten the mood because it did get really, really harsh for a little bit.
I was taking these fucking. I've been you know, taking up these drama classes, these acting classes, and I was just testing.
That makes
a
lot of sense.
Well, nothing makes fucking sense to you. Christ of fucking mighty.
It explains
I could hand you a fucking black Sharpie, and you'd say it was fucking red, and you'd debunk it.
Well, that, to be honest, that would depend on what lens you used on your camera, what color filter.
Yeah.
And whether you're looking at it in a mirror reflection.
I'm sorry, Scott, but that video was classic, and it's just hilarious.
Well, I'm glad that I can fucking amuse all of you.
I'm just flabbergasted that you haven't tried to defend it yet. I mean, to be honest, I'm really surprised you haven't.
Oh, Shawn, I don't have time for all of this defensive shit, for Christ's sake. You know, Dave ties up, well, he was tying up a lot of my time because that's what he's paid to do, you know, tie up a lot of my fucking time with his bullshit.
Who's paying me,
to be fair, it's an 8-minute video, and 2 of it's not even about you.
What's that?
It's an 8-minute video, and 2 minutes of that isn't even about you.
I know, that's pretty fucked up. It should all be about me.
Oh, well, sorry. You weren't important enough on the first video. It was the second video I did that was more important.
I'm just fucking with you. Remember, Dave, when I said I felt bad that you weren't making no fucking videos about me, and you said, well, I'll take care of that.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So you're...
I love you, man. You know, I fly off the fucking handle sometimes, but, you know, deep down inside...
Hold on. I think I just found the root of all the hatred and vitriol. He's using Dave as a springboard to try to get more views.
Yeah.
That's possible.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
It sounds very logical at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the trolls are half my fucking view count. I mean...
Well, to be fair, most of those trolls use ad blocks, so you're not getting revenue from them. So, just saying.
Motherfucker, are you serious?
Yeah.
What the hell's ad block?
It's an app that you put into your browser that blocks pop-up advertisements and blocks YouTube
Son of a
advertisements.
bitch.
Yep. That's what I'm running.
Are you fucking serious?
That's what.
You
that's
dirty
what.
bastard.
Now, to be fair, I actually understand that there is effort put into your videos. I refuse to use an ad block because even though I don't condone what you're doing, I know that it does take your time. So you get your little tenth of a penny from me whenever I watch your video.
I know, ain't that some fucking shit?
Well, the way I look at it is that, if I believe that the videos are honest, genuine videos, I'm quite happy to support a YouTube channel. But I'm not happy to support a YouTube channel that's putting out bullshit, disinformation and lies, That's
steaming pile of fear porn.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one.
Bullshit, disinformation, steaming file of fear porn, it still does take time and effort to make the video.
Yeah, I'm not going to reward that.
Especially about fucking fear porn. I don't know when I've ever said the fucking planet's going to crash into our planet. I've never said that everybody's going to fucking
You've
die.
You've never said that directly, but you have said that there's going to be catastrophes here because, the poles are going to shift.
I mean, fucking look around you. What the fuck is going on around us?
A lot of things that are...
deny that shit.
You can't deny that there are things happening, but it's just better media coverage makes it seem like it's happening more often.
Man, whenever I saw that goddamn flood in New Zealand, I was like, oh, Jesus, let me see fucking Dave floating on a goddamn raft in that fucking video on the news.
Again, as technology progresses, we get better media coverage, so it seems like more is happening than used to, but if you look back at the paper records, nothing is more severe than it has been in the last 150 years.
Well, I don't know that.
That's because you haven't...
Yeah, I personally think that the climate
it.
is changing, though. We're seeing record high temperatures here year on year. We've just had major flooding north of New Zealand, and I believe that we're going to see a lot more of those events more frequently, more serious. But it's got nothing to do with any brown dwarf passing through our solar system. It's got everything to do with, I believe, climate change caused by our activities on the planet. We're pumping all this pollution into the atmosphere and buggering up the planet. It's going to come back to bite us.
How about this, Scott? We do a collaborative video. You know, we both do a video in cooperation with each other just to find out if this pole shift thing is true. I've got a homemade inclinometer built into my camera, so it can tell exactly what angle I'm looking at in the sky. And I can point it at the North Pole at its expected place, and it will record it all night long, and it will do its expected rotation. The pole hasn't shifted at all.
Well, I've talked about future pole shift, not that we're fucking shifting right now. I think we're in a really crazy type of a wobble type shit.
But that's another thing. That wobble video that you made.
That's what we're talking about then.
That's what we're talking about. That wobble video that you made, if you look at the scale on that video, it is what, nano arc seconds?
Milli-arc seconds, MAS, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so milli arc seconds, which is
now you guys are fucking talking way over my head.
Okay.
The nano arc shit.
Okay, what it means is, for every degree in the sky, you break that up into 60 arc minutes. For every arc minute, you have 60 arc seconds. You break that down even farther, and you eventually come to the milli-arc seconds, which is 1,000th of an arc second. It's a very, very small amount, which is the expected wobble the Earth has always had, year in, year out. It never gets worse.
It's one milli-arc second is 1/3,600,000th of a degree. That is several orders of magnitude.
That's the fucking like the size of Dave's dick, man. The one, you know. Anyway,
yeah, exactly.
Why aren't you guys utilizing your fucking knowledge and intelligence to help explain some of this shit?
That's what we do. We do that, and you just say we're trolling.
I understand that, but like, you know, the majority, like 90% of, you know, these videos are just all debunking. I mean, why aren't you guys? I mean, Scott, I've asked you this question before. You know, why do you utilize so much of your time when, you know, your talents and your knowledge and your education could be used so much better? Because there are millions of people out there that really want to know what the fuck is happening on our planet.
Think back to that very first. Hold on. Think back to that very first hangout. You were invited to where if you had a question, they would be happy to answer it, just the way we did now. And you snubbed it.
I don't believe Dave.
Now you don't. Back then,
I could have a fucking meteor crash in my fucking yard right now and send him a picture of it. He'd say, "Oh, that's just a piece of pumice. Somebody threw that out of the truck."
I think he would examine the evidence and then base a judgment after that, and you'd probably be surprised what he would say.
No, I don't. You know, you're never going to make me trust him, no matter what. So.
Well, again, at that first hangout, you did. And then you went on the attack with your little professor things, and then it all went to hell.
No, actually, I didn't. I was just playing through that whole fucking thing. I was being Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, I figured that.
Disorder.
That soon became apparent after the hangout.
Yes, it did.
That's why I said that I believe.
Hey, isn't your fucking time up on Skype yet?
No, I checked, and I think that the 15 cents was actually the per minute. I went to another window, and it told me that I had like about $10 credit.
Jesus Christ!
You're just wanting to waste his wait his time out, aren't you?
$9.43 now. I've still got plenty of credit left.
Yeah, Skype is cheap to call on.
Jesus Christ! Are you fucking serious? You put more money in that fucking meter. You weren't going to let me off the fucking hook by saying, "Oh, I got to go." You went and got that goddamn credit card while we were talking, and you plugged in more fucking money on that damn thing.
No, you misunderstood what I said, Scott. I said you were trying to wait his time out so he couldn't call you back.
Well, I was very surprised whenever I heard his voice. I'm like, who the fuck is this? It was good to hear from you, though. We haven't talked in a while.
Well, technically, me and you haven't talked since that very first hangout when I was just talking about some technical stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think I've never talked to Scott on the fucking phone. This is crazy shit, man. This has my right eye twitching horribly.
That's called guilt.
No, it's not called fucking guilt. I'm serious. I can't even fucking see out of it. I look like fucking Igor Kostelak.
Oh, jeez.
I love him, man. I love watching his fucking videos. What the fuck is this? What the fuck?
But
anyway,
I'm going to get ready to go to bed, but I just want to close it out by saying, Scott, we are happy to work with you as long as we get that reciprocated.
Yep.
It's when you go on, it means if you treat us the same way.
I know what it means. Dave thinks I'm fucking stupid.
But likewise, if you go on the attack, not only will we get defensive about it, we will attack back, or at least I will. I don't know about.
No, you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about me. Scott, same thing goes for you too. I just don't. I know it's some stupid shit, but.
However, that being said, I will try to use your comment section again, and I will try to point out flaws in your logic, and I'll try to do it in as polite a way as possible.
Oh, Christ, and if you try to point out flaws in my fucking logic, you'll be there every day.
Well, that's the whole point.
I realize there's flaws in my fucking logic. Correct.
See,
I may have to fucking call you.
That's the whole thing about trying to find the truth and letting your subscribers find the truth, is let them try to figure out for themselves based on the best evidence available. Don't just dismiss things as trolling because they don't agree with what you want to say. Because you're not always right, and I hate to say, and I don't like saying it, but most of the time you are wrong. And you just censor anybody.
Can you fucking be any more critical?
I'm being honest.
I know.
And I'm not calling you out on specifics because we'd be here forever.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
At least you got a personality.
That was a little out of line, but I couldn't help it. But yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to give my input on trying to correct something you might have gotten wrong, intentionally or otherwise. I'm not going to sit there and say you're intentionally lying on your channel at this point because you're willing to apologize. So my war call is, for the moment, called off. And hopefully you never bring up the whole thing about the medical condition, because as long as that's fine, I don't care what you say. But I'll be glad to give my input, and hopefully you actually take some of it, because I'm not going to try to deceive you. I'm not going to try to deceive your followers. I'm just going to say, this is what I think. This is why I think it's wrong. I'll try to demonstrate why it's wrong if I can. But I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you're just wrong, and leave it at that. I'm going to give reasons why I think it's wrong. And I'm not going to do it in a degrading way. I'm not going to sit there and troll you or your subscribers. I'm not going to sit there and go to your channel and say, oh, you're just a lying fuck, and just don't pay attention to them. I'm not going to do that. So as long as you can keep up with that, I have no issues with you. It's just when you start to censor things that are put out in very, very formal and congenial ways that I get upset.
Well, 90% of the shit that goes through my comment section is not that. It's not. I mean, these scumbags.
I understand that,
really,
but you flagged me as a troll early on just for pointing out the whole mirror reflection, and I actually gave a demonstration through a picture, and you just wiped the whole thread.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember flagging you personally. I do have moderators on the channel. They've actually accidentally
passed that information off to them, that I'm not trying to troll you. I'm just
trying
to
I have to go back now, and I got to fucking.
No, they've actually said remove comment. They were gone.
Yeah. Wait, can I just go to your channel and unblock you that way, or I got to go into that?
You've already done that, but I'm still put on the block list on your channel. Because if you went to my channel and blocked me, I couldn't be able to see or respond to threads. You actually unblocked me from my channel, but I'm still blocked on your channel.
Yeah, I'll have to ask a couple of these fucking brainiacs that, because I don't have all day to be fucking around in that comment section. Christ, I'd be in a war with every fucking person in there.
To be fair, I know that as soon as Steve Olson sees me on your channel, if he's one of your mods, he's going to block me right away again. I already know.
He's not one of my moderators.
I wasn't aware. I just said if he was,
no, hell,
I'll be immediately on a block list.
No. Listen, Scott, what kind of piece did you buy?
I'm not giving you that information.
I could see you. I could see you with like a 380.
I was gonna say, if you say a Derringer, I'm gonna smack you.
No, because I used to be, I'm a gun enthusiast. I used to have like 13 fucking guns when I lived in South Florida. But now I'm a convicted fucking felon. But I do have my gun rights back. But anyways,
I think
a 380 would have been good for you. Make a really good.
I actually got rid of all my guns when I got out of the Army.
I've been raised in Florida. I've been around guns since I was in 6th grade. This is not a new acquisition for me. I didn't run out and buy a gun because I was worried you were going to show up at my door. I've had this for a long time, so I don't disclose that information though, because that's itself a security risk for the future. Because I mean, honestly, if you wanted to, you could claim that I brandished a weapon at you, and you could describe it, and you could tell people exactly what it was if I told you. So, I'm not saying you would, but, I don't tell people what I carry.
What the hell did you brandish a weapon at me from 1,000 fucking miles away?
Well, the same way that the guy...
Oh, you mean over the... yeah, I see your point.
Yeah.
Like fucking Tim Nelson.
Yeah, that was very, very stupid of him and just wrong.
Oh, I still have the email, But, it's worthless because people that are going to do stupid things like that usually don't, telegraph it. They just fucking go out and do something really stupid. But,
I do got to say one thing that was absolutely classic that you did though through this whole exchange was when you took the screen grab of my video and used that as a picture that a subscriber gave to you. That was absolutely hilarious. I got to thank you for that. I got a good laugh.
No, I did get that. I did get that in a fucking email. I did get that. I got two pictures in an email, and I'm like, I never saw you before. I just always heard your fucking radio voice.
Well, to be fair, you did leave the tranny comment on that video that they were pulled from.
Yeah, that's I found that, but I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I thought you were like some fucking rock star dude. Like, why are they sending me this fucking dude's picture?
I keep hearing that I have a radio voice, but I myself don't hear it. I don't know why it is.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, man, you missed your calling. You should have, definitely done a radio show. Maybe, do one with fucking Dave and his little Kiwi accent. He's still on with us, or his money run out.
I don't like to do accents in front of the people the accent I'm trying to imitate because I don't want to offend them if I do something wrong. I do accents, just not in front of the person that the country I'm doing the accent is in the room.
Well, listen, here's the fucking deal, okay? And I told Dave this before, and I'm going to say it again. I found out for a fact that he is not from New Zealand. He was born and fucking raised in Brooklyn, New York, and his accent is fake.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Do you know what's unnerving about that, Scott? Is how the way you said it sounded like you were trying to pass it off as believable. If people didn't know better, they would actually buy into it, and that's the disturbing thing. People can't.
Well, I told him that before I was fucking with him. I said, "Dave, you know damn well you're from Brooklyn. Let me hear that."
Yeah. But the point is I analyze everything. And if that could actually fool me if I didn't know better, what does that say about the people who watch your videos? Even if you're fucking with Dave, with that kind of tone, they're going to think you are dead serious.
Well, whenever I produce a video, whatever I'm showing, I totally believe in. I don't, some of these fucking people that do their videos, I don't know, they just, you guys may think I put up a bunch of shit here and there or whatever, but whatever I'm putting up, I actually believe in. So, I told Dave that before. I've told everybody that before. I have my personal beliefs. Damn me to fucking hell. I just have my personal beliefs. They may be wrong. They may be right. Who knows?
But if you actually want to see what kind of personality type I have, if you go through my videos, you'll notice that most of them are calling people out after they censor me on their channels. Because I try to give them, detailed information. I try to give them honest information. I usually try to give them ways of testing that information. And when they censor me is when I generally make videos about them. If I'm doing something about Flat Earth, it's usually something generalized. I don't call anybody out. but all of my call-out videos are always because I was censored.
Well, let me ask you something. What in the fuck is in the mindset of these people that think the Earth is flat as a piece of paper?
Well, do you want an honest answer to that?
Yeah.
Because you might find it offensive.
I don't really find anything offensive.
It's the same mindset that people believe in Nibiru, because they want to believe that there's some government conspiracy that is bigger than everybody in the world, that they have secret knowledge about, and that makes them feel better about themselves. Is what it all boils back to.
But the fucking planet's flat. I mean, that's pretty...
Think about it. What would be the biggest conspiracy on the Earth? Is if, since the beginning of time, everybody in power has lied about the shape of the Earth. They don't ever actually give a reason why they're lying, but they are, because it keeps them in control. But people latch onto that. It's stupid as hell, but they latch onto it. People are drawn to conspiracy and secrets. So if they have the inside knowledge to a secret, whether it is a real secret or not, they're going to latch onto it and just push it forward, because it makes them feel better about themselves, because they have knowledge that other people don't.
The point, they're willing to drop $100 a head for a conference on this in November, unbelievably. Yeah. I would almost be tempted to go there myself just to see what they're saying, but I've got to be in a real scientific conference one day later in Washington, D.C., so I can't be there.
And see,
wait a minute, you're telling me that people are dropping $100 to go to a flat Earth conference?
Oh God! Now we're going to see a Nibiru conference for $150 a head.
Yep, I can see that coming. Ka-ching.
I hear the dollar signs rolling behind your eyes, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've had plenty of opportunities to make money. I just had some crackpot fucking production company offer me money for my videos, to purchase my videos.
Again, it's because conspiracy draws crowds and money.
I mean, but I turned them down. I have a good friend of mine who owns a massive T-shirt company. He does all the T-shirts for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, all the baseball teams and football teams in high school around the areas. And he's like, hey man, look, I can make you a quick $15,000 to $30,000 if you want to, sell shirts. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can make $15 per shirt. He already produced a couple of models, and sent me the pictures. I could easily do that, like BP Earthwatch. I could produce fucking hats, coffee cups, T-shirts, but, people keep saying you're in this for the money, you're in this for the fucking money. No, I'm not in this for the money at all. Some other people may be, but I'm not in it for the money at all. If I was, you guys would be wearing fucking Nibiru Planet X T-shirts.
Well, if you'll do me a favor, Scott, go back to that first video you left a comment on when I was talking about your laser lenses. Look at my reply. Go ahead and read it. The first reply that I made, it was the Planet X 2016.
Just one of the plain ones. Just one of the plain ones with no thumbnail, like just I know what you're talking about now.
It was actually I think the thumbnail is a screenshot from your laser lens videos.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Not one of my the ones I make. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But that was the first video I made for you, and that was the first one that you actually put a comment on, though, about the whole tranny thing.
Oh, you're talking about the video that where I saw the reflection in the roof of my car.
Yes. I want you to.
That freaked me out.
I want you to read the comment that I left as a reply to you. Not the one after that was when I was saying where you got the picture from, which turned out to be an epic, hilarious thing because I actually predicted it before you ever gave that picture to Dazza.
Did they delete that comment, or what did they do? Because
no, that comment was from you. You started the thread. So if the comment's gone, then you would have had to delete it.
No, they couldn't delete those. Yeah,
who couldn't delete
those? Huh?
Oh, you got multiple people on your account?
Yeah, there's two.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah, because I can't fucking, I can't go through all those those comments and shit like that. And there's days that, you know, put out, you know, multiple.
In fact, do you have notifications when you get comment or replies to comments on?
I have the analytical app.
Oh, that's not what the same thing.
Every fucking comment comes through that bitch. I have to shut it off at night because it goes off constantly. Christ, I get sometimes.
I'll make it easy, and I'll actually just put a really quick reply on it so it comes up your notifications so you'll actually see it. It was the fraud exposed video. And
that's the one you made.
Yeah, I was talking about it on my video.
Yeah.
That's the one where you said, "Element, you know, left my fucking ass off." Shawn Hufford, one of my subscribers, happens to know you personally and sent me 2 photographs.
Are you talking about my comment on your video or your comment on mine? I'm getting
your comment on my video. I wanted since you haven't done it yet. Since you haven't done it yet, I want you to read the reply I made to you 6 days ago. And then I pinned it, and then Red made a reply to it because he saw it and he was pissed. I mean, you're attacking his friends.
He's a crazy motherfucker, man. He's a crazy motherfucker. Me and him would probably get along.
He's not crazy. He's just very, very passionate. I made another reply saying it's been 5 days since it's been up and you haven't refuted the thing. Don't worry about that because that can't happen.
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and leave a reply to it real quick, just a really simple here, or just one word thing, just here. And that way it'll go to your notifications so you can actually read the reply.
All right, that sounds good. I'll get to it in the morning.
Yeah, it's nothing. In the first reply, there is nothing other than says, "How about you defend your bullshit from this video?" That's about the most antagonistic thing I've said in that whole comment.
Okay, that's cool.
And that was at the very end because I gave this explanation of what gynecomastia was for you. That way you can actually read it off and not just hear it and forget it. This way it sticks with you. But yeah, I mean, I want you to understand and actually absorb the information that I've given. And that happens.
After I have a good cup of coffee in the morning, I'm sure I'll absorb it.
All right.
I'll take it to...
I don't like having enemies, and that pushed it really close to me saying, you know what, I'm going to fucking war.
Yeah, well, it seems like that's where a couple of us are.
As much as I enjoy doing research, a war with a person like me is generally not a good idea. It usually becomes very embarrassing. And I mean, like that's why I said, you know, I'm the first person that's actually stepped forward and says I'm going to get the transcripts to these court cases so I can find out what's actually going on, so I can actually pass on factual information.
I mean, you know, if you want to go ahead and dig into that shit, you know, but
I want to do it. I want to do it just to set the record straight, because if you're being falsely accused or is at least an exaggerated response, that needs to be toned down, because if it wasn't that bad, you're getting flack you shouldn't be getting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, dude, I'm telling you right now, it's too fucking late for all that shit. It
is never too late to defuse a situation. That's a big mistake a lot of people make. It's always too late, or we're past that point. There is no such thing as past that point.
Yeah, trust me, it's past the point. Trust me. If you,
because I'm sure if I make a video, I'm sure if I make a video correcting the record, I'm sure Dazza and Astronomy Live will be happy to mirror it. Just so because they got a larger subscriber base than me, and most of the people see my videos through them.
So somebody sent me a photograph of a pile of dog shit,
and
like a real pile of dog shit.
Again, we've already set the record straight that there was no official accusation anywhere in the record of you being a child molester. We've already corrected that in the hangout right before yours.
Yep.
Because we were watching your video. We made damn sure to correct that, because that was an outright lie, whoever started that bullshit.
Yeah.
And I am very unappreciative of that.
Yeah, and remember what I said too, if I can just butt in there, remember what I said too, Scott, that Logan Runnan had made that comment about you being a child molester. And I publicly commented that I could not see that there was any proof to suggest that you had molested a child and that Logan had gone too far in that comment.
Yeah, that's just...
I will be very happy to set that bullshit straight. We've already, like I said, we've already done it in the hangout that Dazza hosted a little bit ago. And people will start to see that and they'll realize that now the way we presented it was that you were lying because we didn't know the whole information behind that. Because as far as I knew, like I said, I didn't know anything about that. And Dazza says he's corrected it, but...
Well, look, man, you guys can try to correct everything that you want. You can... that damage is already done. I really don't even care about it. I'll deal with the flack that I'm getting in the emails and shit like that, and hopefully
Scott, I'll even take it one step further. If you unblock me from your comment section, if I start seeing people making comments about you being a child molester, I will be happy to correct them in your comments personally, because that again is bullshit.
Like my subscribers, they don't believe any of that. It is these fucking weirdo trolls. Some of them aren't even associated with any of you guys.
Right, but if they see, here's the thing: if they start seeing the people that are generally against what you say stepping up to defend you because they're pushing out bullshit, they'll start to understand that, oh, these people that don't like Scott are defending him. I must be wrong. That will happen.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That
because I swear to God, if I see people say in your comment section saying that you molested a kid, I'll be the first to call them out and saying no, he didn't. There's no court record about him molesting a kid.
Yeah, 6 counts. 6 counts.
Yeah, that's even 1 count is bullshit, and then somebody pushed it to 6. That's just grapevine shit going just totally stupid. Yeah, that is wrong, and I will publicly deride if I find out who. If Logan's the one that started it, yeah, I'm going to have words with him. But I've never talked to Logan, so I can't really say.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished with that fuckboy. I'm not finished with him in no way, shape, or the form. That son of a bitch was publicizing photographs of some other guy's YouTube channel, publicizing photographs of his little boy.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I know all the backstory on that one.
Who did that video?
There was a comic style avatar picture that the person that you're talking about was using. Okay, it wasn't actually a picture of his child or grandson, but Logan crossed the line when he started making personal threats against that YouTuber and said that he claimed that he had all the photos of this little kitty and that he was going to post them and blah blah blah, right? And he crossed the line, and I said that to Logan right back then. He went way too far, but he never actually had the picture. The picture that he had was the comic style avatar that the YouTuber was using for his channel. That's all it was.
Ooh, that's not the video I got in my computer.
Well,
Logan's using a cell phone. He has the little boy's picture. He's about maybe 4 years old.
Yeah.
He's standing there. He has a little pair of shorts on and a T-shirt, and Logan's pointing the fucking video cell phone at his face with the computer screen in the background, and that's a little boy.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that video. If you want to share that with me...
you got to... Oh, yeah.
If you want to share that video with me, I'll be happy to take a look.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, man. I have the video saved in my computer because people started sending me information about this fucktard.
And Scott, do you realise that recently Logan had me blocked?
Oh yeah, he told me all about you. A whole fucking story about, oh yeah, Dazza left me out to dry, had me doing all his dirty work, and then he fucked me over. Blah blah.
Yeah, that was the whole.
Yeah, well,
I think that was.
Logan got bent out of shape because I called him out publicly over the Lisa Olsen interview, because he was basically trying to make it all about himself, and he had a big meltdown when he didn't get the credit that he felt that he should, and I called him out publicly. on that, and he didn't take that too well.
He don't take nothing too well. He's a fucking nutcase. But anyways, yeah, we'll get together. We'll do. I mean, do you still want this public thing done, or?
Very much so. I do, because your crew is all over that.
Who?
Your followers.
Oh, I really don't. I mean, I don't really have a crew.
That's actually
5 solos.
That's actually one of my most popular videos on my channel.
Oh, and that's fucking great.
And most of it came from your following.
Well, shit.
And on that same line, I would appreciate, I don't know, maybe you already said this in the Hangout. Honestly, I haven't reviewed the first part of the Hangout that you did tonight, but, I'd appreciate some public statement that I'm not a fraud, because I keep getting comments on my latest videos accusing my rocket videos of being CGI, being fake, and it's all people from your channel who've, bought into the notion that I'm a fraud and I don't own the telescope and all this other nonsense, and so they're, attacking my latest videos, and it's making it tricky because I'm trying to, publicize my software and get that out there, but, if I refer people to these videos, here's what my software can do. First thing they see, if they scroll down to the comments, there are a bunch of comments from people accusing it of being a fraud faster than I can delete it. So,
yeah, that's a fucked up situation to be in. I'm in it every single day. You want me to market that software for you? I'm losing my fucking voice again. Shit. Yeah, we'll do that.
I haven't worked out how or if I'm monetizing it exactly, but I am working with my alma mater to enable them to use it. I'm giving it to them for free, definitely, as a sort of donation to my former. I'm giving my university
just developed.
I'm talking about my software. Yeah, I'm talking about giving it. I'm talking about giving it
free. Oh no!
Well, I'm going to give a usage. I'm giving a usage license to my former university so they can use it for free. It's sort of a donation to my former.
You know all about that fucking Mark Zuckerberg fucking. He stole that shit. That Facebook platform, and look where he's at now. So make sure you protect yourself.
Well, I'm not giving them the source code. I'm retaining the source code. I'm just giving them an executable and the right to use it. But I retain full usage I retain full rights to sell and redistribute the software. They won't have rights to redistribute. It's just a usage for them.
Because you might be able to retire on that. I mean, something like that. You might be able to retire on that. Because that was pretty nifty. That was pretty cool shit. Like I said,
well, I appreciate that. I'm not looking to make a huge buku bucks on it, but I mean, hopefully I'll get reimbursed on it somewhat. But it's very difficult to get anyone, to be willing to pay money for it when they see a bunch of comments accusing you of being fraudulent. My first reaction as an amateur astronomer, if I'm looking for software like that and I see everybody saying, well, this guy's a fraud, well, I'm probably not going to open up my wallet for that kind of thing, even if the comments probably are from people who don't know any better. It's just, buyer beware.
That's where you need someone like me in public relations to take care of all that.
Well, I just need you to retract your statements. That I'm looking at the people who are making these comments, and they're people who are making, if I click on who they're subscribed to, they're subscribed to you, and they're making comments on your videos. So they're coming from your videos, having seen that you accuse me of being a fraud, and so they come straight over to my channel. And the first comments they ever make on my channel are accusing me of the same thing on these videos. And my latest videos are all about this software. So, I would appreciate a public statement retracting those accusations so that I can stop getting harassed by these comments, because it's a little bit problematic. I contacted my university to see if I could work with them, because part of the deal is I am giving them the right to use the software, but in exchange for that, they're giving me access to their hardware so that I can test it on a wider variety of telescopes than just my own. And so it's a benefit to both of us. But at first they were hesitant to do anything with me because, if I linked them to my channel, which I did, the astronomy club looking at that, they just see comment after comment accusing me of being a fraud. And so I had to go all the way up. So I had to go all the way up. I had to go all the way up to the director of the observatory and personally talk to him about the situation and make sure he was understanding what was going on. And so once he did, then we started making out, these arrangements for the software and for me to be able to come and use their hardware. So, it's just making my life difficult, and I would appreciate a public retraction on that.
Yeah, how in the hell did you explain that to that guy? Jesus Christ. That would be like...
Well, I mean, to be honest, the astronomy professor, he's quite well aware that, I hate to say this, I don't want to offend you, but he's quite well aware that Nibiru is not a real thing. And once I explained the situation that these comments were coming from your channel, and I explained, I do these videos, debunking Nibiru and all this, he understood. So that's how we got through that. But at first glance, if all you're looking at are the comments, it looks just like people are reporting me as a fraud, and so that doesn't look good. But once you get down to below the surface, it is possible to explain it. But yeah, it's making things difficult for me. That just doesn't need to be like that. So I would appreciate a retraction on that.
Yeah, give me a couple days, because I think I'm losing my goddamn voice again. But give me a couple days, and we'll take care of it.
Blame it on the 3-hour hangout.
I still don't like fucking Dave. I'm going to have to just go on the record with that. I just really don't like him.
What happened?
I'm still here.
We just lost Scott.
Okay.
Did you run out of time?
Maybe his battery went flat. I don't know.
Well, I guess I can stop that then. And there you have it. Record set straight by Scott Cohn himself. I'd like to thank you all for watching, listening, and I'll see you in the next video.